Howdy everyone, and welcome to episode 40 of Paul Plays in Portugal, where today we're going to take on Sporting in the league and Bournemouth in the first leg of our Europa League quarter-final. Magnificent achievement to get this far, and we have every chance of qualifying for the semi-final in my opinion. Now we have won the last two games since the last episode. As you can see, we've beaten Aston now 4-0, goals from Bruno Tabata, 2 from Franco Lopez and a goal from Bruno Lamas. And we then beat Rio Ave thanks to another goal from Stanley, and Ivanic scored a rare goal coming off the bench, but he has had a terrible season, and that is why he's not even in the team taking on Sporting. Maybe that's a bit harsh. He did play. In fact, Wellington's probably not fit enough to come off the bench anyway. Look at that. He's got back from injury, but let's be honest, he's not going to be able to come off the bench with those sorts of condition and sharpness. So Ivanic is on the bench. David Silva's been playing alright lately, I suppose, pulling the strings in that advanced playmaker role. We're still top of the table, 5 points clear of Porto. Sporting are the hardest team we have left this season. So we need to beat them really to stay a few points ahead of Porto, because if they beat us, it opens the door. But I'm feeling positive. Of course, I'm starting to think about the next series. I've already decided how I'm going to manage it. It might not start immediately at the end of this series, because I am actually going away to the Lake District in mid-March, and I don't want to start a series 2 days before and then there'd be a gap because I can't record and upload. I'm up in the Lake District, away from civilization, no internet, pretty much no mobile signal where we're staying. So yeah, there's going to be a week basically where there's no videos. I don't think I'll have time to prepare ahead and get a bit of backlog and upload them in time. So yes, there's going to be a bit of a gap. I'm also really starting to think about an emulating series. I feel like I do want to give it another crack, but with a few more twists, just to try and make it a little bit more interesting, because we've done a lot of the same type of emulating series. As Sporting take the lead as I ramble on here, so I want to do an emulating series with just a different type of emulating series, basically, to make it more interesting. Anyway, we're 1-0 down after 7 minutes. That is not a good start to this game. We need to be getting a result here against Sporting to stay 5 points clear of Porto. We don't want to unlock that door for Porto. But we've won a free kick. Nakajima just fires it over the bar. We've been really good lately, but Sporting did beat us earlier in the season, so they've kind of turned into the Benfica for us, possibly this year, especially if they do get a win today. But maybe we can turn this around. Here they come. Comfortable in possession. Muto, the Japanese player, coming forward. Must have a really good tackle, but they're still in possession. And this looks dangerous. And it's off the crossbar. And somehow we don't concede a second. Well, that's been a really poor first half for us. And the guys are looking frustrated. I'm a bit frustrated. I think we're thinking about that Bournemouth match, aren't we? I know a couple of people have said I should really have a defensive tactic again to have in my locker when we take on teams like Sporting. But you know me. You know me from this series in particular. I'm just all about attacking. I don't really go any other way. We've done magnificently well with this tactic. I just don't see any need to really mess around with things too much. Obviously against Celta in the last 10 minutes, I really had to just throw everything at them, and it worked wonderfully. So I do believe I can adapt. It's just I prefer, if possible, to use this, because it's obviously very effective for us. Stanley's not having a good game though on the right hand side today, nor is Nakajima on the left hand side. We might play a bit narrower. Here we go, first highlight of the second half. David Silva in a deep position here. We've only got Lopez up there by himself, and here he is. Can he take it around all these players and have a shot? He's still going, he's found Stanley. Stanley scores again! 1-1, that is brilliant. I mean, Lopez was all by himself, surrounded by players, but he still managed to find Stanley, the only player up there in support. And that is a really good finish. Wellington doesn't do that. I've said this before. On that right-hand side, Stanley is the better option if we want him to score goals. But Wellington, you know, there's something about him, that penetrating power down the right-hand side. He is unstoppable. And he does score goals. He's just not quite as good at finishing in those sorts of positions. We've turned this game on its head. Or almost, it's 1-1. We've levelled it anyway. Perhaps we can turn it on its head now. Here's David Silva. Back to Bruno Lamas, who has a good effort, but it's caught by the keeper. We're going to continue to attack and go forwards. That's the way we play. Here they come, though, looking to regain the lead. Oh, Georgia, not another red card. Not another red card. How many is that this season, my friend? I can't find him either because he's on loan from PSG. So, we'll take off David Silva, I think. We're going to have to throw on Eric Palmer-Brown, I think, to play at right back. And we're just playing as a defensive fullback. Stanley will go to support. Nakajima having a poor game today. Bruno Tabata is going to come on as a support winger. And we will go standard because we're likely to face some attacking threat now from Sporting in the last half an hour. Can we hang on for a draw? That would be a decent result considering the circumstances. But Sporting currently on the attack. It's crossed in. Marcel heads away really well. Stanley charges after it, but he's not going to catch that. Carvalho. Oh, Lamas gets in there. Does well. Bruno Tabata. Through to Lopez. Lopez is round the back. Lopez. Tipped round the post. Do I do anything dramatic? I think I'm going to bring Ivanic on for Lamas. He's not had the best game today. Wellington might be back for the Bournemouth game. I think he'll be fit enough, but not match sharp enough, if that makes sense. It looks like we're going to grab a 1-1 draw here, despite going down to 10 men for the last third of this match. Oh, Georgian, he just loses his head. He's on a yellow card. When he's on a yellow card, I basically need to tell him to ease off the tackles. Just note that he's on a yellow. I didn't notice he was on a yellow, to be honest. You don't always notice these things. But we've done really well to hold on for a 1-1 draw in the end. That's a valuable point. It does mean Porto might be able to get a bit closer to us if they get a win. But overall, a draw against Sporting is always a good result in my books. Is there going to be late drama here? I don't think there is. I think the ref's just allowing this phase of play to play. There we go, 1-1. And that is actually qualified for the Champions League. But I'm not playing next season, of course. But that is pretty impressive stuff to qualify already at this point. But still, not a huge amount of money next season. £5 million. It's just not good. It's not worth it. You know, if they were to suddenly give me £50 million, then perhaps I'd be enticed to do one more season. But it's just not enough. The wage budget has gradually gone up over the years as well. But still, it's not Champions League money. Here we go then, an historic day for Porto Valencia as we take on Bournemouth in the Europa League quarterfinals. Now Bournemouth, poor form as you can see there. We've got excellent form. Bournemouth are actually down in 14th place in the league, so they're looking over their shoulders a bit in terms of Premier League survival. There's a few games to go. They should be safe, 7 points clear of West Brom. So they might be able to concentrate on the Europa League, but there's still that little bit of a worry for them, I suppose. I have made one change. Now, Stanley, it's a bit unfortunate for him to drop out onto the bench, but I feel like we need to get Wellington back in the team, build up his match sharpness. He'll probably have to come off maybe at half-time, to be honest, because, you know, that sharpness is really low. He had a pretty serious injury, which is why it's so low. I could have played him in under-19s games, I guess. But to be honest, I forgot. So if he gets injured, it's my fault. Let's go then. 4-4-2 from Bournemouth. They've got Daniel Sturridge up front. They've got Albrighton on the right. Arthur still in midfield. Lewis Cook. Okay, Cook in defence as well. Begovic still in goal. So they've got some decent players. But I feel we're strong enough to be beating them. But Wellington's still our top assist maker this season, by the way, despite having two quite long-term injuries. Especially the second one. Let's keep this going. Daniel Sturridge, how good is he on this? He's now 31 years old, obviously massively injury prone, and his physical attributes have really dropped off, I think. But still, he's a danger in front of goal. He can still find the back of the net. I think he had 16 on finishing. Well, it's boring so far. Going to get the guys to be more expressive. This is the first highlight of the game. Nakajima does well to intercept that throw, and here he comes all by himself, charging forwards, pacey. Lopez now on the ball, hits it, and that's just wide. Well, a thoroughly boring first half. It's just, I thought this would be full of attacking flair. Bournemouth, Eddie Howe, he likes to play some beautiful football. But it's not happened today for them. It's not happened for us either. We seem to have cancelled each other out. I'm going to keep Wellington on the pitch. His sharpness is actually going up. I think we need to change things a little bit though. So I'm evidently not really working. I'm going to higher tempo. Exploit the right flank through Wellington. We know he can be dangerous. Whether he's up to it today, well, we'll find out anyway. First highlight of the second half. Only the second highlight of the game. David Silva manages to find Nakajima, who... Oh, it was a good save by Begovic, I think. I don't know if it hit the post. It might have been a combination of Begovic and the post that kept it out. Lecomte takes a goal kick. Launches it up the pitch for Lopez. You can't win that header. Not in a million years is he going to beat Cook. Vinicius charges after. He's on a yellow card. Going to have to watch out for another red card here. He's played it all the way back to Lecomte again. In his yellow outfit. Comes forward out of the box and launches it up the pitch once again. Wellington can't get on the end of that. And who's this highlight going to be for? Are we going to see a shot? Steve Cook contemplates life. Launches it up. I'm using the word launch here a lot. Here's David Silva. We're just hitting it up and down, end-to-end stuff, not really going anywhere, but maybe we're going to have a shot here. David Silva back to Marcel. Bruno Lamas. Oh, that's a poor pass. But Lopez can capitalise on a mistake, but he doesn't. It's a save again. We've had a couple chances now. It's not Lopez's day. David Silva's not playing particularly well. I'm going to bring on... we're going to bring on Bruno Tabata, actually, in the middle. Wellington... His sharpness is still improving. I think I want to leave him out for just a bit longer because it does seem to be going up and up and up. I'm going to bring Stanley on now. Wellington's had quite a lot of football here. His match sharpness improved to 74%. Lopez, it's not been a day to remember for him, so I'm going to bring Rui Costa on and let's hope we can grab a goal in these last few minutes. I'm going to exploit the left flank through Nakajima for the last 5 minutes. We've won a free kick. Nakajima with the free kick. Oh, that is poor. Trying to find Lamas, but he's just given the ball away. And Bournemouth on the counter-attack here. Look at all my players trying to charge back. Ojo runs through and fires it over the bar. We're really lucky there because that could have been a really crucial away goal for Bournemouth. But as it stands, it's 0-0 going into the second leg. We haven't conceded an away goal, but we really should have been winning this at home, shouldn't we? Is there a last chance? Lamas fires it wide. It's been a boring game on the whole. We have had that clear-cut chance through Lopez, though. And he's going to regret missing that. I'm going to regret him missing that, I'm sure. Ends in disappointment. 2 draws in today's episode after a lot of wins in a row. Lyon drew against Porto, by the way, and Arsenal beat Dortmund. So the next episode, we're going to focus on that. It's just going to be that one match in episode 41 as we take on Bournemouth in the second leg. Let's hope we can get through to the semi-final. In the meantime, I do have my second leg of the Taça de Portugal semi-final. I think we can overturn that first leg defeat. I believe I have the strength to do that. I know I have the strength to do that. We're going to do it, I promise you. Until next time, enjoy FM18, enjoy the rest of your day. See you very soon.